The marriage report. My name is Olusegun Mokuolu. As a single person, you are going to hear all kinds of stories about marriage. And if care is not taken, you may even think marriage is not good. You may be wondering what exactly is marriage about. People who are divorced, they have their own view of marriage. People who are separated, people who are enduring their marriage, and those who are also enjoying their marriage, everyone seems to have perspective. And today, because of social media and the media, you have a lot of people saying different things about marriage. I want to say to you, it depends on you ultimately, who you are going to believe. You see, in Numbers chapter 13, 10 spies were sent by Moses to spy the land. It was at the instance of God's commandment. Now, the 10 went, but when they came back, 8 of 10 gave a report. Now, if you read Numbers chapter 13, verse 28, they said, let me read it from verse 27. Then they told him and said, we went to the land where you sent us. It is true, it truly flows with milk and honey, and this is its fruit. Nevertheless, the people who dwell in the land are strong, the cities are fortified, and very large. Moreover, we saw the descendants of the Anak there. The Amalekite dwell in the land of the south, the Hittite, the Jebusite, and the Amorite that dwells in the mountain, and the Canaanite dwell by the sea and along the banks of Jordan. Now look at the report. But in verse 30, the Bible says, and Caleb quieted the people before Moses and said, let us go up at once and take possession, for we are well able to overcome it. In verse 31, but the men who had gone up with him said, we are not able to go up against the people, for they are stronger than we. Caleb, Joshua, they were the only two persons who said, no, we can take this land. The other 8 said, no, we cannot take this land. Now, why? Experience and perspective. When people have terrible experience in marriage, they may begin to talk down about marriage and begin to share wrong view about marriage. Some will even go as terrible and as bad as blaming God. But you see, the same land explored by these same 10 persons, 2 came and said, we are able to take the land. I want to say to you young people, be careful who you listen to when it comes to the issue of marriage. As a single person, around me, I saw people who have terrible marriages. I witnessed it, I saw it here and there, but likewise, I saw people who are still enjoying their marriage today. I focused my attention on those people. I wanted to know how they got it right. I didn't pay attention much to people who didn't get it right. If there was anything, I wanted to avoid what they did wrong. Now, it takes the grace of God. We know that. But I want to say to you, choose whose report you want to believe. When it comes to marriage, choose whose report you want to believe. Marriage can be awesome. You can get marriage right. Today, people go about their relationship the way they like. They go about marriage the way they like. Marry anybody they feel like. They just fall in love. That was not the way God designed marriage to function. And then when they go into that marriage, problems start. The women will blame the men will blame the woman, and so on. A woman is married, her husband begins to cheat and commit adultery, eventually moved on with another woman. And then she holds marriage in disdain because of that. And you will hear some of them warning, saying things like, don't trust men, they can betray you. Just because a man betrayed her doesn't mean men will betray everybody. The question you want to ask is this: is that man a child of God? Is that man born again? Somebody said, well, I've seen a pastor beating his wife. The Bible didn't say by their title you shall know them. It says by their fruit you shall know them. Who told you that because somebody calls himself a pastor, he has the fruit of the Spirit? So you can follow the word of God. Jude 1:24 says, unto him that is able to keep you from falling. God can keep your marriage. If you are single, you know what Jesus said? He said, he who builds his house on this rock. He said, storm will come, rain will come, flood will come, but the house will stand in the end. But those who build their house on sand, on emotions, on feelings, on societal expectations, he says those people, storm will come, flood will come, the house will not stand. So are you listening to people who build their marriage on the rock? Or are you listening to people who build their marriage on sand? We are not castigating anybody. I'm only advising you, choose the report you will believe. 10 persons, check the land. 8 said it's not good. That's what we have today. So you will hear all manner of stories about marriage because people speak from their experience, not from the word of God. The only manual for the word of God is this. And I say to some people, see, if you have failed in marriage, it's not a failure in life. Look at where you made mistake. I was once in a wrong relationship. And when God opened my eyes, and I'm not exaggerating, I fell down flat. I rolled on the ground, I wept. And I thank God that He delivered me. Because there was no way it was going to turn out right. And God showed me mercy. So I acknowledge the fact that I made that mistake. If the marriage had failed, it would not have been God. It will not have been the person. The event may have portrayed that this person is at fault. But the fault is that I chose the wrong person because I did not follow the word of God. And that's what I say to people. Acknowledge your fault. Just acknowledge to God that you've made mistake. Ask for His mercy. He is ever merciful. Stop blaming the other person. So whose report will you believe? Particularly single people. Whose report about marriage are you going to believe? It's left for you. But I counsel you to believe the word of God. God created marriage. It's a beautiful institution. Can you imagine a man loving a woman the way Christ loved the church? Loving a woman like Christ would love her. What can be more sweeter, more romantic, more better than that? Now, many people do not even understand this. The man is supposed to treat his wife the way Christ would treat that woman. Imagine how wonderful that home will be. That a man is treating his wife like Christ. How will that marriage fail? How can it fail? So there is the possibility of a good and successful marriage. And what's a successful marriage really? It's a marriage that fulfills the purpose of God. God didn't create marriage purposelessly. He didn't create it for you to come and have sex, cross your leg and eat and have somebody to serve you. God created marriage because He has a work to do. He gave the man a job to do and said, I will give you a help to help you do that job. So marriage essentially is about God. It was God who has something in mind that He wanted to do. A successful marriage, therefore, is a marriage that accomplishes the purpose of God for those two lives. It's possible. And that's why I want to introduce you to our free Bible marriage course. God has helped us to put study of His word together to guide you to learn biblical marriage, to understand how biblical marriage works. And the course is absolutely free. All you need to do is just write to BibleLoveHelper@gmail.com and ask for the enrollment form. Ensure that you tell us that you are single because we have another course for the married people. That's all. That's all you need to do. I will put the email address in the description below. So in case you don't get it, Bible Love Helper as one word at gmail.com. That's all you need to do. The course is absolutely free from beginning to the end. It will show you. The testimony has been humbling, as we have seen people come and say, wow, we never knew this is what marriage is about. We never knew this was possible. And that is just the word of God. It's not our wisdom. It's not anything from us. It's simply teaching the word of God. It's always been there. We've only put it together in a way that is easy and simpler for his children to comprehend. It will teach you how to choose the right person, the purpose of marriage, the author of marriage, how to go about it, how God guides you, how God leads you, what is courtship, how to avoid sin. All of that, God has helped us to put it together. You can also check the description below for my phone number. In case you want to interact with me, please feel very much free to do that. You can share this message with other Christian singles so that we will all believe the report of the Lord. And you may consider subscribing to this channel. My name once again is Olusegun Mokuolu. God bless you.